Hello and welcome back to another solo board gaming video. My name is Shuffles. Today we're going to take a look at Slay the Spire, the board game. We've got the collector's edition. We're going to unbox this and take a look at what's inside. And then we'll check out the Kickstarter exclusives at the end of the video. I am so excited about this game because of the game that it's based on. Slay the Spire, the video game. This game is an absolute masterpiece. It is deck building perfection. And this was my kind of gateway into modern board games. After playing this, I wanted more deck building, and that's how I discovered board gaming as a hobby. And now I've come full circle and bought Slay the Spire, the board game. So let's open this up, take a look at what's inside. So here it is, Slay the Spire, the board game collector's edition. Go ahead and get the plastic off. You can see from the cover, they've kept the artwork almost identical to the actual video game. This is a mirror image of the video game cover art. So we've got the silence and the ironclad with the spire in the background and cards swirling around the spire. Very cool. I think that's going to be a trend with this. They've tried to keep the board game as similar as possible to the video game. All right. This is a massive box. That is chonky. So I'll flip it over to the back before we open up. This shows the game all laid out in 4-player co-op. That's one of the big differences with this game is you can do co-op. So I'll read the little blurb on the back. Slay the Spire, the board game, is a cooperative deck building adventure. Craft a unique deck, encounter bizarre creatures, discover relics of immense power, and finally become strong enough to slay the Spire. All right. So let's open this up. Almost got it. There we go. All right. So right on top, we've got the rule book. Flip through this. Show off the components. The actual spire we'll be climbing. Setup. How to set up the play area. All right. Goes over combat. And all the characters. Same characters from the video game. Ironclad, Defect, Silent, and Watcher. FAQ in the back. Achievements and Ascensions. So we've got Ascensions like we had in the video game. All right, that'll do it for the rule book. And then we've got an upgrade reference. So this was thoughtful. The way upgrading cards works in this game is that all the cards are sleeved and they're two-sided. So you'll have to pull a card out of the sleeve and then flip it over to upgrade. So when you're deciding which cards you want to upgrade, you can just reference this guide rather than taking all of your cards, pulling them out of the sleeves, trying to figure out which one you want. So definitely appreciate this. It goes over the boss relics and potions as well. We've got a storage guide for how to fit all of the stuff back into this massive box. Right. And looks like we've got a rules addendum correction. We're going to correct the Ascension 7 rules. All right. And we've got all of our components except a few shivs. Looks like the shivs came loose. All right. We've got our 3 keys here. We're going to punch all this out later. I'll do that off camera and then show everything in this tray. Here's our storage tray for all our components. Set that aside. This is going to be our merchant board. So if I go to the shop, we'll use this on the back. So when we're not in the shop, this will give us a reference guide for combat, icons, etc. All right. So here we go with our Act 1 board. This will be the Spire we're climbing. This is for Act 1. And it is two-sided. So we're going to spend more time in Act 1 than 2 and 3, so it's nice they've given us a little bit more variety. I believe these circles will be placing chips on. So it's going to be randomized every time anyway. There's our Act 1 board. Here's Act 2. Open up Act 2. Flip it over. This is going to be our Act 3 board. And then these here on the side are where the minis are going to go. These are the lanes for enemies. Take a look at the minis once we dig in here a little further. Here's the player boards. These are nice. Here's defect. So we've got 3 orbs. And then we've got markers for energy, block, and then HP. And then here's the watcher. Same layout. These are two-sided. We've got some more artwork on the back. Just a little blurb about each one. The defect. A combat automaton which becomes self-aware. Ancient technology allows the manipulation of orbs. So we'll read the watchers as well. A blind ascetic who has come to evaluate the Spire, master of the divine stances. Ironclad. The remaining soldier of the Ironclad sold his soul to harness demonic energies. Love this artwork, straight from the video game. Looks awesome. And here's the Silent. It's probably my favorite from the game. Deadly huntress from the Foglands eradicates foes with daggers and poison. All right, so now we're getting into some collector's edition stuff. These are the playmats. See if I can get one of these open. Maybe. There we go. All right. So this is the playmat for the Ironclad. So we got a spot for our player board. Draw pile, discard pile, and then exhaust. That'll be important for Ironclad. And I believe relics go up here at the top. So totally unnecessary, but awesome. Pull this up. And then try to quickly go through the rest of the mats. If I can open them. Here's the Silent. All right, more awesome artwork. Same layout. Very cool. So this is one of the differences for the collector's edition. You're going to get these player mats. Here is the defect. Right. Defect. Here we go. And lastly, the Watcher. Be interested to play some Watcher in this game. It's my least played character in the video game. All right. There is the Watcher. So there's our play mats. I think next we'll get into this merchant bag here and see what's inside. This is for the merchant. Not sure if I believe the bag may come with the standard game. This is part of collector's edition, these coins. Wow, these look so nice. And they sound so nice. Good weight to them. We've got 5 gold, and then the singles with the square hole punched in. Very cool. All right. Try to get these in the bag without spilling them everywhere. Sounds fun. All right. So now we've got a big bag of cubes. We're going to use these for tracking health, shield, defect orbs, block, that sort of thing. Just some cubes. Go in here. We've got some silica gel. We've got our dice and a little boot meeple. So the dice is interesting. It's going to control what enemies will do on their turns. And it's also going to activate relics. And then the boot meeple is going to mark our position in the spire. Right. So I think this is for boss health tracking. And then got some more silica. Let's go over here. There's one more mat in here. I think this is going to be our merchant mat. Oh no, this is for the enemy draw. I think enemies will be placed here. All right, let's roll this back up. That is the top of the box. Oh, here's some shivs. We didn't lose any shivs. They just kind of self-punched. All right. All right, so now we've got our minis. I do not have the talent to paint these, but I'm glad they're already colorful. Here's our watcher. Hopefully that's looks all right on the camera. Watcher, I'm just going to put these back. Should I get silent out of here? Look at silent. Pretty cool. Ironclad. Big sword. And that's backwards. Defect. All right, awesome. So most of the rest of this box is going to be cards. I think it said there's over 650 cards in here, which is wild. So right at the top here, if I can get this out of the box, this is going to be our boss cards, starting with Slime Boss. So we'll pop this open and take a peek. Let's see what we got here. Slime Boss, Hexaghost, the Guardian, those are Act 1 bosses, Collector, Champ, Bronze Automaton, Act 2. Act 3, we got Awakened 1, Time Eater, Danu, and then Deca should be in here somewhere. There's Awakened 1 Phase 2, and there's Deca. Okay. And then this says stop, so we're going to have to unlock Act 4 or reach Ascension 10. We can open that. In the interest of time, I've gone ahead and skipped ahead a little bit. I did film myself going through all the cards, opening them, kind of sifting through them, and it took almost 20 minutes. So what we're going to do instead, I've jumped ahead. Everything is now sleeved, and all the pieces are punched out. So we'll get to the cards in a second. I do have all the pieces kind of in the tray now where they go. Pop the lid off. So we've got shivs in here, all the cubes, vulnerable tokens, strength. These are going to go on the actual Spire. These will be the events. We've got our boot meeple and die down here, along with poison, shields, and weakened tokens. And then looking at cards, I did set aside a few that we will look at. It takes so long to go through all of them. So we're going to start with some of the player cards. I did select a few from each player. So looking at Ironclad, we've got Bash out of their starter deck. And for this one, I'll show the upgrade and the upgrade process. You're going to pull it out of the sleeve, give it a flip. Now it does 4 damage and applies vulnerable. And we'll go ahead and reset it back in the sleeve. One of the reward cards is going to be Shockwave with the black border. These will be the ones you'll see in shops and from combat encounter rewards. And then one of the rares, one of my favorites from the game, Limit Break. Can double your strength. In this game, max strength is 8. That's it for Ironclad. Now we've got Silent, Survivor, one of their go-to starter cards, Crippling Cloud, and one of their rares, After Image, is a power card. Whenever a card's effect makes you discard 1 or more cards, gain 1 shield. Looking at Defect, we've got Zap, a staple of their starting hand. Channel 1 Lightning. We've got Claw, because we have to have Claw. And we've got Amplify. So this power, Dark Orbs evoke for +3 damage. All right, looking at Watcher, we've got Eruption out of their starter deck. Crescendo as a reward card. And for a rare, I've got Vault. Discard all cards without retain. Draw 5 cards, gain 3 energy, exhaust. All right, these are going to be the status cards. Got dazed cards. And there's several curses in here. I just picked one. We've got injury, unplayable. This will just get stuck in your deck. All right, so those are all sleeved, and they've got the Slay the Spire artwork on the back. And then we'll take a look at Niao's Blessing. Very cool artwork on the back of the card. If you flip it over, this one is going to give you 3 coins. Then we'll choose an option, upgrade a card, remove a card, or gain 10 coins and lose 2 HP. So these are the blessings you get at the beginning of the game. And I've got the 3 Act 1 elites from the video game: Gremlin Knob, Lagavulin, and Sentries. And then Sentries will summon a bunch of other Sentries depending on how many players you have. So those are the cards I've chosen to highlight out of the hundreds in here. We looked at the boss cards earlier. This is the back of those. So this one's Slime Boss again. All right, and then we've still got a couple packs that are unopened. These are the ones we have to stop and wait until we've unlocked them. 2 packs of sleeves left after sleeving everything we needed to. So these are going to be used for replacements and for when we unlock the cards in these unlockable decks. So that is it. Now we can take a look at the Kickstarter exclusives. Here's the box here. I'm going to clean this up real quick, and we'll open this exclusives box. So what is in this little box? Let's get the plastic off. And we'll flip it over. So this lays out what the exclusives are. So we've got the acrylic keys. We do have a mat for the merchant. We've got the claw pack and some foil cards. So let's open this up. All right. We'll take a look at this mat. It's about the same size as the other ones. There we go. There's our new merchant mat. All right. We've got our foil pack. Let's open the box here. Like we're gonna get demon form, wraith form. We got some blanks in here in case we want to make our own, possibly replace a card. Several blanks. And then here's our foil cards. All right, what do we have? We've got Blade Dance. Try to get this a little closer to the camera. Blade Dance, Catalyst, Adrenaline, Wraith Form. Those are for silent. Diva Form, Omega, Blasphemy, Tantrum, Cut Through Fate, for Watcher. For Defect, Echo Form, Electrodynamics, Defrag, Storm, and we've got a bunch of claws, or a couple claws in here. Then Ironclad, Demon Form, Corruption, Whirlwind, Shrug It Off. And then we've got the Apparition, Apotheosis, the Ascender's Banes, when we do finally ascend. It's like one for each deck. Golden Tickets. So when the golden ticket comes out, you get to reveal a rare card from your rare deck. Looks like we've got 2 golden tickets for each of the player decks. Right. So we've got another die here. Oh, it's the claw die. I guess this tracks the claw. All right, very cool. Try to show that a little closer. And we've got the acrylic keys. Okay, very nice. There are 3 keys that we'll need. And this tells you how to get them. All players must take no action at the same campsite. So we'll have to skip a campsite for the red key. For the blue one, all players must skip a relic simultaneously at an elite or a chest. And then for the green, defeat the burning elite. Before combat begins, each player shuffles 2 into their deck. I guess those are status cards. Right. Last but not least, the claw pack. Let's open this up. Maybe. All right. Claw pack is open. 8 claws in here. Okay, using the claw pack. Remove the 2 claws from the base game's rewards deck, then add claws from the claw pack to that deck. How many claws do you add? 2 is the minimum, 4 recommended, 6 a bit overpowered, and 8 overpowered but fun. So if you want to go nuts with claw, that could be a good time. All right, that's going to do it. That's everything, all the Kickstarter exclusives, and everything in the box for Slay the Spire. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon.